This week, I'm pumping a boat with Shane. I left my sense of adventure back there on the... Yeah. Oh. So we're going to try to make around this portage. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We're dragging the boats. It's a little deep, then a little deeper, then a little deeper. There's a lot of quicksand. Hey guys, Shane, we're monkeying around. And thanks for checking out the video. On this video, we're on Hunting Creek. It's a small creek in the central part of North Carolina. On the map, it's referred to as the Yadkin River. It runs through Davie County. And on this section, we decided to paddle about 19 miles. And we were going to do it over a 2-day stretch. Now, it's not a commercially traveled creek. There's no outfitters on it. There's nobody out cleaning up the river, which means we encountered a lot of log jams and down trees and just rack lines of mess that we had to go over, around, through, and under. Made for a difficult time when we were trying to make miles on day one. So day one, we really didn't make as many miles as we wanted to. The river itself is pretty shallow. It's also pretty clean. A lot of times we could see the bottom, and there was a lot of wildlife on it. We seen turkeys and deers and turtles and beavers, and there was all sorts of wildlife out there because there's really no houses on the river, and it's not traveled very much. The one thing that we didn't like about it was all the log jams and down trees. Made it difficult to navigate our 14.5-foot kayak through. We'd have much rather had our 12-foot or maybe even a 10-foot kayak. It would have made life a little easier. It was still an adventure we won't soon forget and probably aren't interested in jumping right back on it anytime soon. Because on day 2, we had decided to finish up the last roughly 9.5 miles on day 2. And when we woke up, we packed up camp and started down the river. And it took us about 2 hours to knock out the first mile. And at that pace, with 8 miles to go, we decided to cut the trip a little short and call it a day. Because we were able to get out. There was a little bridge there, and we were able to make it up to the road to have somebody come pick us up. We enjoyed the trip, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, give me a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel so you can check out some of our other adventures. So we're at Hunting Creek. And we had to come down. Well, you can't even see it. We had a little drop off to come down. Kevin's getting geared up. We got his boat. We got to walk back up and get my boat. But that's what we're going to be on for the next day and a half, basically. Shallow little creek.
Oh, we're gonna be all right.
It's not,
It's moving.
it's flowing, but this creek is not used by anybody commercially. So, we're probably gonna have to.
This one's on me if it goes bad, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely on you if it goes bad.
It's gonna go good.
All right, let's get on the boat. We're on Hunting Creek, or so Kevin says. I have no idea where we are. And I'm looking ahead and I can already see that there's a possibility we're gonna have to deal with down trees and whatnot. So we'll see. This is a short trip. We've only got about 19 miles. Both Kevin and I mapped it out last night, and both of us walked off and left our maps at the house. So we won't be having any maps on this trip. But it's not that we really need them. I know that the next kind of point of interest is the Highway 64 bridge. This is the County Line Road bridge. And Highway 64, that's about 3 miles away, so all we gotta do is make it there, and we knocked out 3 miles. It's only about 19 miles, and we're basically in the middle of just a bunch of farmland, so we're kind of good to camp just about kind of anywhere. We're gonna be doing a little bit of a stealth camping, and we're gonna have to go over this log. Yeah, it's got a good flow. You ain't gonna be able to jump this.
If they're gonna work or it's not, right?
Oh, we're gonna watch this.
I got it. I'm surprised how fast it's working.
Yeah, we've been 100 yards. It took us 45 minutes. At this rate, we ought to cover about 19 miles in 3 days. And, so it's a little short, easy paddle. We had talked about maybe adding a mile or two to it, but after what we run into at the bridge, I'm kind of glad we don't. No, you really don't. I would say we're moving a good 3 mile an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Even
got
with
more gradient than I thought it would. Did you notice, like, you're always looking downhill?
Yeah. We got a mess up ahead. You always got to be in the front.
No.
So I just went through this with a dead battery on the camera. So when I come out the other side, change my battery and try to get a little video of Kevin coming through it. Pretty nasty little mess we had to navigate around. But he's made it. Time to head on down the river. Nothing like a good old tree portage. And that's kind of basically the third time we've had to navigate around some damn trees. These creeks like this, you won't see nobody on them. And they're neat, but they slow you down because you got to get around. It's nice exploring them. Thinking about years and years of who may have been down this creek. Just neat stuff like that. And if it'll stay, right now it's opened up. It's probably 40 foot, maybe 30 or 40 foot wide. And it'll stay like this. It's still got a good flow. We're gonna mess around and make some good time.
Can't tell me it ain't pretty down through here.
Oh, it's pretty. You told me that 64 was down through here.
Think we went completely the wrong way?
I don't think so.
I feel like I'm following the map.
Well, the map's at the house, so
Yeah.
I don't think we're following them. Now this is gonna sound unusual, but I want to get as many miles in today as I can. Now I don't even know what that was. Yeah, it was. Coming up on Highway 64. What, do you want to take a break?
After we pass the bridge, I figure it's time for a snack.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry. What is that stuff jumping into the water?
Don't get scared, Shane.
It's got to be like, yeah, I'm crying. Tell him to come save me. It's got to be like a beaver or...
I'm sure it's probably beavers. I did see one giant turtle not too long ago. I mean, a big...
I don't know, maybe it's a gator. Maybe it's some Yadkin River gators. That's like twice we've heard and seen the splash of something very large jumping in the water.
What in the heck are them boys doing?
Now they're probably like, hey, that's monkeying around. And pretty mouth. That's monkeying around and pretty mouth. Yeah, that's what they call you at work. Remember I told you that? Yeah, they call you pretty mouth.
I'm a pretty mouth.
Because when we first went down the river together, and I'll tell them, yeah, I'm going down the river with some dude. I was like, hey, I might not be here next week. This guy might kill me, so y'all gonna have to handle it without me. And they were like, yeah, he's gonna get you on the river and be like, boy, come here, you got a pretty mouth. So they call you Batman and Pretty Mouth. Took a little break, had a little lunch. We were right at about 3.5, 4 miles in. And we stopped just south of the Highway 64 bridge and had a little snack. Now we're rolling down the river. I don't know what he's doing back there. It sounds like he is having some issues. I don't know what he's doing back there. So guys, I'm gonna take a minute and tell you about another channel that Kevin and myself started back at the first of the year, Wandering Monkey. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to put together videos and whatnot about gear and how we plan a trip and how we set up a trip and, you know, things that we do on that kind of a aspect. And that was super easy to do when it was cold. But now that it's warmed up, we've not put out a video in a couple of weeks because we've been a little busy planning some trips. So far, this is our second one of the year. But we're gonna get back at that. But I want to tell you, a couple of weeks ago, what are you doing?
Getting involved.
You ain't got to get involved. You already are involved.
You gotta get in the frame. I'm gonna play limo in the tree if I ain't careful.
Yeah, you are.
Paddle that more.
I was paddling just fine till you decided you wanted to come up here and get in the way. So anyway, before we were rudely interrupted, go over to the Wandering Monkey, check it out. Because a couple of weeks ago, we sat down and did a live show. It's up, you can watch the replay, but we did a live show with Trip Smith, a pretty prominent YouTube kayaker.
A celebrity.
Yeah, he's probably a little bit of a celebrity, but we did a little thing with him. So go over there to that channel, Wandering Monkey Productions, and check out that live video we did with him, and some of our other stuff on gear that we use, and how to kind of get you started without breaking the bank. What is? Getting up there? I think we need to be over there, don't we?
I don't know.
We've hit a snag. So Kevin's over there scouting out where we're gonna go, because we have run into a dilemma. Check this side over here. Let me get out, I'll go check it. We ain't going that way either.
Well, I'm wondering if we ain't gonna have to take them on shore and get them around. I know you don't want to.
That's what it's looking like. So we're gonna try to make around this portage. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, we're dragging the boats.
What's the matter?
That's deep.
You want me to go first?
We're gonna get wet.
We have to make this somehow.
Yeah, I know.
Better get wet now than keep hanging around and be wet tonight.
Yeah.
All right, you going? You want me?
No, I'll go. I just gotta ease out of this quicksand. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. That was just a little deeper than anticipated. So that's what we just went through. Actually over it. We didn't go through it, we went over it. You really couldn't get through it. And this is what the whole river so far is looking like. Not a bad trip. Definitely not an easy one. Let's head on down the river. Can we go around that way?
Huh?
Is it clear on that side?
I mean, it's shallow and gonna be obstacles.
Can you get across the creek right there and get on the island? We got a lot of these. This is actually a little island that we're going around. Pretty deep through here. Let's see if we can keep this right here up. If we can keep this right here up. We're gonna be cooking with grease. Because we're back to making some miles again now. We're jumping them. Now we're coming up to another bridge. And if I had my maps with me, I could tell you how many miles we're in. But this is the Godby Road Bridge. It seems like that puts us at about 7 miles in. And that's not bad. We run into some issues with with all them down trees and whatnot back there. Run into some serious issues with that. So that kind of slowed us down. That probably ate up about an hour of our time. Trying to figure out how to get across it and that kind of thing, and actually getting across it. Now would be an absolute perfect time to slide up on the riverbank, stretch out a hammock, and take a nap. But the river's kind of opening up and deepening up, so I'm hoping that the down trees will be a thing of the past. Because if we can get rid of them, we can make some time. We can make some miles today. And that'll be less we'll need to do tomorrow to make it to the takeout. Because it's about 20 miles total. Well, get a little less, about 19. It's what our total mileage is. And it's actually a really pretty river. I challenge you to get out there and go get your paddles or do something outdoors. Do something and get kind of, active. Because I can't wait till my two kids, I've got two kids, and I can't wait till they're of an age that they can come out here with me and they can kind of enjoy a trip like this too, because they would love just playing in the river. They love being on the water. So now we're coming up to the Interstate 40 bridge. There's no flow here, so we can kind of move at our own speed. Yeah, it's deep. You talking about going far left?
Far left and then back toward the center as soon as you get around that first branch.
That might work. Well, we made it through that with a little problem, but it's things like that that have slowed us down throughout the entire trip. 3 miles an hour turns into 1 mile an hour. Hey, theirs was beavers. That's pristine, dude.
I mean, we got a beach, we got
Are we in the middle of nowhere?
I mean, Davy Academy's like a mile that way, but as far as we would go that way.
How many more miles ballpark you think we got?
Probably 6, 8 maybe.
Till we're done?
Yeah.
That's camp right there. That's camp. I'm tired today.
Make it work for his camp.
The trees in this river are no joke. So I'm gonna go right there to them 2 trees and we're gonna set up camp. So we're at camp, night 1. We finally get to do some videoing from camp.
What you eating tonight, Shane?
Tonight we got chili mac. If I don't drop it in the dirt. It's about 20 after 9, and we're fixing to shove off for the morning. Now, I don't know if you can see. I don't know where they went. Oh, there they go. Little did we know, well, I guess we kind of had an idea. We slept in a cow pasture last night, so let's get loaded up and shove off. We're just getting pushed off. This morning it's a little overcast. It's a little after 9. We were looking on the map last night. I think we're about halfway done. But I woke up this morning feeling a little sick. And I ain't firing on all my cylinders, so we might be cutting the trip short. We'll see what happens as I get going down the river, because I'm feeling a little better than what it was. We ain't made it nowhere, and all of a sudden we've got more. Any way to get through it? Is that one up there bad too? All day long. So we have hit another log jam. And Kevin is taking out his frustration on the log. Next time on Bushcraft with the Wandering Electrician.
Now, you come up here. You're going to do the same thing.
So another log jam averted, but it's leaning more and more toward cutting the trip short, because that's about the, I don't even know how many that is, but it's been a bunch. I guess you could say we're off again. To travel, I guess, you know, another 100 foot and run into another log jam. I've caught up to Kevin and he's just sitting there. So I'm gonna say we got a problem ahead. This doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
Because if you see, that's what we're trying to get through. Not looking good. Alright, this is my idea. Huh?
He ain't going through that way.
No. This is my idea.
I'm going to shove him through that hole right there is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. You get on one side, I'll get on the other. And we shove them through and catch them. Yeah. Now I think, can you go back? Because I'm going to have to swing it.
Okay, I'm going to take your camera off the top of this thing.
Okay. So I'm going to spin around so you can see what we just came through. Yes. We just shoved our boats through the hole and climbed ourselves through and got back in on the other side, because the left side of the river there was no way. There was absolutely no possible way. It's such a relief when there's a little bit of clearing ahead. So I don't know if you can tell, but I am sitting on 2 trees, not even in the water, and I'm trying to scooch my way across because that's what we're coming through. Won't be a do-over on this river. It's all about the adventure. And see, here's the problem. Now I gotta go all the way to the other side of the river and work myself across that. So you can't really get ahead in this thing. And then once I get over here, then I gotta swing back. And see, the good thing about going behind Kevin is I know which way I'm gonna have to get turned as I come through stuff, so I can take my time and turn the right way, where he has to fight it and figure it out. Oh. I don't think I lost the
All
bag.
right, Shane, what just happened? Because I missed it. You got it on camera. What just happened?
I got it. And I still got the camera. So,
How cold's that water this morning?
it's chilly. I got caught. My shirt got stuck on that branch, and I was holding, trying to hang on, but I ended up letting go to try to unhook my shirt. Bad idea. Bad idea. Probably should have just let the shirt just hang. I stopped at the swimming pool and put some water in my boat because I wanted to test the buoyancy of the boat.
How cold's that water?
She's nippy this morning. Are you going live?
Not yet, but it will be. Hold on, don't do it yet. Hold on.